Okay, well, Ciza, welcome to CKUA. Very glad to have you joining me today on this Tuesday afternoon. We're here to talk about the fact that you are the ICAI Artist of the Month for April. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, I'd like to start with a bit about your artistic journey. And I think that that's kind of a literal term in this instant. It is quite a literal journey. You're originally from India. You studied abroad at not
Yes.
one, but two European universities. And now you find yourself living and working in Calgary, Alberta. How would you say that this globe-trotting journey has shaped you as an artist?
I think all my artistic works are based on, my daily life as an immigrant woman in different places in, Western world. So I get all the ideas from my journey, my interactions with people from all over the world.
You're a multidisciplinary artist, and photography more recently has become a big part of that artistic practice for you. Can you tell us how
Yeah.
that happened?
So if I have to tell that, I have to go a little back. Just like you said, my artistic background didn't start. It was way back when I was a kid. I always wanted to, I remember like I always wanted to draw and paint. Always had that artistic flair. So then, that sort of guided me to taking architecture for my undergraduation as well as for masters. I did masters in arts management. So design and art has been, the foundation for my career path all throughout. I've never like literally learned photography, or, it's a self-taught thing which came, out of this inquisitiveness to capture moments and then feed
Hmm.
it in your Instagram or, computer as such.
Right.
But later on, I developed this, I sort of started, developing the skill when I started, my when I was in Europe, basically. So when I was there, I could like travel a lot. I did a lot of solo traveling. Almost all the countries in Europe has been covered when I was there. So I got opportunity to click a lot of pictures, a lot of memories. So that's how I, slowly started to learn more about photography, and I started to sort of develop on on that skill.
And as I understand it, food photography definitely factors in there a bit.
That's because, when I was in Europe, as I said, like I was living all by my own, so I had to cook meals, and I enjoyed cooking a lot,
Hmm.
especially food from back home. And that's how, that sort of initiated my love for passion for art as well as passion for food. So I thought, why not just combine both my loves together?
Right. And you're referring to your recent exhibition titled I Smell Curry Beyond the Blanket
Yes.
Term. And
Yes.
it features heavily food photography, like we're talking about. So, what would you say that it is specifically about food that you feels conveys your personal story or your lived experiences?
Food for me is a universal connector. Like when I meet new people, as I said, like I've been, through my professional life, I've been in different parts of the world. So when I
Hmm.
start a conversation with somebody, whose culture I'm not familiar with, I usually start with what sort of food culture do you have back home and things like that. And people just get ignited there. I can see their eyes sparkling
Right.
when you have that conversation about food. I started developing the idea behind food and art. So my recent exhibition, I Smell Curry Beyond the Blanket Term, is a mix of food photography as well as I have added elements of the culture back home.
Hmm.
For example, there is a tiffin box that we used to carry, and then there is a sari, which our moms and grandmoms, and even me, during special occasions, I wear. So it's very symbolic. And it represents who I am. And it comes from an idea like when I was in Europe, I used to cook a lot of Indian food, and I used to have a lot of masalas in the, in the food. So
Hmm.
my room used to have that scent of masalas. And people, some of them, I used to get like comments on how my room smells. And mostly it's not appreciative. It's more like a derogatory comment that's coming from them. So I wanted to change that sort of come into something positive. So I wanted my whole idea behind I Smell Curry Beyond the Blanket term is to build awareness of different cultures and especially food cultures.
So today we're talking to you primarily because you are the ICAI Artist of the Month for April. Curious how ICAI has helped you in your artistic career during your time now in Calgary.
Oh, it's ICA is very close to my heart. The reason being, I myself, I'm a newcomer to Calgary. It's just been
Mm-hmm.
a few years, I think 2 years, yeah. And I was trying so hard, so hard to get into the arts community. I know it's a very close knit community, but I, sort of maneuvered my path into the arts, I would say. So, as any immigrant newcomer would do, I first initially went to one of the settlement agencies in Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
And then they actually gave me the contact of the executive director at ICAI, who is Toyin. I remember, like, I have major social anxiety. I'm not good at, initiating conversations with people. But I was like, I have to, send her a message asking, how I can be involved in any way, like volunteering or
Right.
some way I have to get involved in the arts community. And I remember like it was the right person at the right time.
Mm.
That's what I would say. Because Toyin just said, you know what, we are calling in participants for it was known to be IEMP. It's a mentorship program from, ICAI, but
Right.
now it's called Newcomers Arts Professional Program. So she said, why don't you apply for this? And if you get selected, it would be great because you will be getting a mentor. And I said, yeah, of course, I'll just apply for it. And I applied and I got selected, and I was one of the 10 artists who was part of that program. And that's how I sort of planted my seed in the arts community in Calgary. And from there, it's just, I've been flourishing, I've been thriving.
And so clearly you are incredibly immersed in the Calgary arts scene. Before we let you go, Ciza, what advice do you have for fellow immigrant artists who are looking to find their place, their foothold perhaps, in the Albertan arts community?
I would say never doubt yourself. You will be like, initially when I was here, I was like, okay, am I good enough? Am I like ready for this? Am I like too amateur? Or, everybody has these questions. Do I need to be in a professional level to sort of, apply for certain things? I mean, whatever you get, like grab all the opportunities that come along your way, and then step by step, you'll just build your, pave your path to whatever goals you have to achieve. So just don't be reluctant just because, you feel like you're not ready or people are not going to appreciate your work. Just project yourself, be confident enough to just tell your stories and your artistic expression, and everything will come in place, is what I would like to say.